And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening as we roll along here on Father's Day. My podcast co-host is in the upstate of South Carolina. He's Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Doing good, Rob. How are you doing this afternoon, or the evening, rather?
I'm all right. Ready to talk a little, I don't know. I thought we'd talk about some daddy ball stuff going on, especially at Colorado this evening. Got all kind of stuff we can get into right now, but just rolling along, my friend.
Just rolling along.
Yep, rolling along. Watching the Tennessee game with North
Yeah.
Carolina. North Carolina's got one hit through 5 innings.
Yeah, I'm
Way to
sitting
go,
here watching this ACC team get cheated again, down 4-0. So, wonder what they're going to cry about this time, because it seems they're crying about something all the time now. And you had Clemson sports radio personality from the Clemson Sports Channel 105.5 The Roar, William Qualkenbush, crying on behalf of Florida State on Twitter late on Friday evening. It's crazy. It's crazy. These Florida State folks. It's like they've become the Bret Hart of college sports, always bitching.
Well, but on the other hand, it's funny because Florida State thinks that, and their fans think, oh, look at us. We're great at everything. We're in the College World Series, and we should have been in the playoffs. Shut up.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear your shit, sir. It's ridiculous.
Well, they did win today, so they cannibalized Virginia, which I don't. That was like the least deserving team that was there. So
I think Virginia in 2 games scored 3 runs, something like that. What was the score? The final score today?
Yeah.
What was the final score today? Did they score 1 run today?
7-3, maybe.
Oh, okay. I have to look at it. But either way, they scored 2 against North Carolina, and then whatever they had today. I think it was like 4 or 5 total runs in the entire College World Series. Thanks for playing, dickheads.
Shout out to Gamecock Sporty down in the comment section. I have you're back like you never left. I watched your video yesterday, I think it was, after the Clemson game, the one you made from your room. That was pretty good stuff. After the football game last year, kind of feeling the way all of us were feeling. But Christopher Adams says, who's ready for football season? Absolutely, sir. I think everybody is at this point. It's hot outside. I mean, you can barely just bear to be outside unless you're, at the lake or the beach or some shit like that, where you're at a pool or where you got some close access to water. Nah, I couldn't even cut my grass today. It was just really uncomfortably nasty.
It is kind of gross out there.
And the thing about it is, the weather, the temperatures like in St. Louis, Chicago, and that it's even worse than it is here. I heard the high tomorrow in Chicago is supposed to be 98 fucking degrees.
I mean, Chicago's interesting to say the least up there. And if it's blistering hot in the middle of the city, oof. I think that's with any city, though, to be honest with you.
Oh, I've been in New York. Have you ever been to New York City before?
No.
Oh my God. I've been up there in the summertime before. I mean, it's brutal. I mean, all the asphalt, it's crazy.
Well,
I had swamp ass too. Actually, riding the subway was like, everybody's scared of the subway, but riding the subway was like a more relaxing experience. Because walking around the downtown part is it was horrible when it's hot.
Yeah, I'm not into all that at all. It's a mess when it comes to that. Let's see here. So with that, I wanted to break into some of this stuff with Colorado.
Make
Yeah.
sure you play that little thing that I sent you at some point tonight too, because I found that
All right. Well, hold on.
hilarious.
We'll do that now. Hold on. Let me send it to the thing here. Hold on a second. I'll pull it up right now. So you couldn't cut grass today, right?
No, no, absolutely not. Try well, you try to get out early and do it, and there's dew all over the place, so you can't do it then. Then by the time the dew has dried off, I mean it's hotter than Satan's balls. So yeah, and it's more humid than those as well. So we'll get it tomorrow evening.
All right. So here
Listen,
we go. I'm gonna
y'all,
play,
y'all
play
pay
this here.
attention. This is good. I want you to see if you agree with this or not.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna play this for Jackpot. Jackpot sent me this. I have, like Jackpot sent me this as the show was getting ready to start. So I haven't had a chance to proof it or whatever yet. We're just gonna put our,
Happy Father's Day,
put our
Harry Leg.
we're gonna put our hopes into what Jackpot's sending here. Here you go, Jackpot. This says we really do live in a clown world. Some demanding rent. LA's removing U-turn signals as it's homophobic. Wait, what? All right, here's the video Jackpot sent me. Here we go.
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
I was also surprised that these these U-turn signs were still up. And at first, they seem a little, oh, okay, it's just a no U-turn sign. But when you learn the history of it and you realize that these were used to profile gay people, it's so important that we have these removed.
The LA City Council members say the signs were put up after the gay community began to grow and because there was a gay bar in that area.
Wait, what?
Oh.
So wait, hold on. A U-turn sign means you don't make a fucking U-turn because it's not safe on the roads.
Exactly.
What
So
in the
what they're
hell?
saying is, well, if you saw the little small placard below it said from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. that you couldn't do the U-turn. So they were saying they put them up in the 90s when I guess like gay started to really become a big thing in LA, and there was a gay bar on the road at the time. So there was, I guess, there were a lot of U-turns being done in the middle of the night, cruising this area, whatever street this is, because they wanted to go back to the gay bar or like meet up with some. I guess says, oh, there's a gay on the other side of the road. Let me swing around so I can go meet up with him. No, 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 no. They're not telling you that you can't meet up with the gay person. They're just saying you got to do it in a safe way. They were protecting your ass.
Wait, what?
They were protecting your ass from getting in the damn wreck.
What about? Wait a minute. Okay. I got nothing.
So
I don't even know where to go from there.
it's the most ridiculous thing that I mean. And so so they were installed in the 90s. So in the 90s, did I guess get? I mean, that was more frowned upon, like in the 70s, right? I mean, in the 90s, I think it was more pretty much accepted. So just a bunch of horse shit. Just somebody crying out for attention. Just these virtue signalers. It's just disgusting to me. Just ridiculous.
Uh, I got nothing. I don't even know where to go from there.
The
Bitcoin, you're
highway
awesome.
department didn't like gay people in the 90s.
Yeah, I think that's a mess.
Hmm.
So anyway, wow. I don't know
Uh,
where to go
the,
from here.
I was reading something today about Cracker Barrel changing their image to try to become more with the 20th century, or 21st century, and because their sales were down, stock is down, and so they're putting like multicolored rockers on the front porch for Pride Month, but like I haven't seen those here. I've seen White Rockers at Cracker Barrel. I haven't seen any Pride Month Rockers, so that may be like also a California thing or something. I'm guessing. So if any of y'all live in different states in the comment section, other than South Carolina, have happened to see, or maybe you drive a truck somewhere, or you've seen a Cracker Barrel with Pride Rockers, let me know.
Okay. I always thought that Cracker Barrel was the honky bucket.
Well, it was so it is. Well, it's older people. It's the blue hair crowd mostly. So that's why I'm thinking that you probably would not see that in South Carolina because this is a more conservative. Because South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is more Tennessee. This is more conservative area of the country. So you're probably not real likely to see that here because I know it would be kind of a
Frowned
turn off.
upon. Yeah. Let's welcome Gamecock Sporty to the show. What's up there, young fella?
Good evening. Now.
No, I'm doing great. How about you, Rob? How about you, Jackpot? How y'all doing?
And better than I deserve.
I could say the same thing. I watched your preseason prediction video, Jackpot, on South Carolina, and honestly, it's gonna make it sound like I'm copy and pasting you, but I honestly had like pretty much the same prediction you did with what games we took and what games we didn't.
Yeah, and everybody needs to remember too, those are not guarantees. That's not just because I said it on that video doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Because I had Tennessee fans wanting to fight me because I said they were going to go 9-3 and lose to Kentucky, but I also said they were going to beat Alabama. So nobody wanted to French kiss me for saying they were going to beat Alabama. They just wanted to fight me for saying they were going to lose to Kentucky.
They didn't want to French kiss you because you weren't across the hall, sir. That's where all the French kissing happens.
Probably because I was behind the U-turn sign.
Jackpot's going to put him a big U-turn sign in his house. Have one right there at the driveway. Just a big U. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Get the fuck
out. Get the fuck out. It's got like a tiger paw on the top of it. Clemson Paul? Question mark? U-turn. Get the fuck out.
Yep.
That's funny. All right, so you're home for the summer, right?
Yes, sir, I am. Not in the apartment anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good. I mean, you live in like you don't live in Columbia. You live in like Augusta, right?
Yeah, North Augusta, South Carolina.
North Augusta.
Yeah, North Augusta.
Yeah, he made sure he put that South Carolina on the end of it. Yes, sir.
That's right. Well, good for you, sir.
When you go back, will you be going back in the fall? You didn't graduate yet, right?
Oh, I'm going in my junior year.
Okay. So when you go back, will you have the same apartment, or they'll give you a different one?
No, I renewed my lease, so I'll be back at the same apartment.
Gotcha.
Well, that's good. At least you're comfortable there. You know?
I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I was really thankful, eternally thankful that you guys let me do a segment and let me come to y'all's show at Callaway's for Clemson.
Well, it was open for the public, sir, so we didn't let you go. You chose to come, but you're welcome.
He meant come up to the stage with us, Jackpot. That's what he meant.
So, do you live in that apartment by yourself?
No, I got a roommate. He actually went to high school with me, and he plays ultimate frisbee with me at South Carolina. So I know him.
Is he on scholarship?
No, they don't have Well, I mean, academic scholarship. Yeah, I mean, he was trying to get an ROTC scholarship to get the whole damn thing taken care of. It's just like I don't know what it is with ROTC. They medically disqualify everyone these days. I mean, I originally went to South Carolina to go do Navy ROTC. I got medically disqualified. My buddy my roommate got medically disqualified from Air Force.
Is he how much is the rent a month?
$800.
That ain't bad.
It's going down to $700 this year for me.
It's going down?
Yeah, because I renewed my lease. It's like a deal. So I was like, yeah, I'll renew my lease.
Real quick
Pretty much
before I move on, Droid 132F Andrew Creel says Waterloo, South Carolina in the house. Have you ever heard of Waterloo, South Carolina, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's in Lawrence County. It's right near Lake Greenwood. If you've ever been through Waterloo, there's not a lot there. There's a store and a Dollar General, but the bank that they used back in the early 1930s is still there. I mean, in down in the middle of the little, there's like 3 buildings. That's the town, and they're all closed up because it's not real town. But there's this old brick building, and it's boarded up, and it's like it's got pretty architecture and everything. And engraved on the granite stone on the front is Bank of Waterloo, and it's all boarded up. But if you can go online and look about the Bank of Waterloo, this place has been closed since like 1939. It was only open for like 10 years.
Wow.
I mean, like, but you can't get in. But I would love to like do a urban exploration video and get inside this bank. I mean, that has to be awesome.
Yeah, that could be kind of cool.
Yeah, just go in there and Google it. Bank of Waterloo, and there's a picture of it there. And there's like one street light just illuminating it. This place has been closed for damn near 80 years. It's crazy.
So, how did you find this jackpot? Were you servicing the chips out there, or what? What's the
Yeah,
deal?
I used to do the Dollar General in Waterloo, and that road, if you keep taking it, it runs into Highway 72 that you turns right and goes to Greenwood. It's like 15 minutes from Greenwood, from Waterloo. Yeah.
Wow,
This
that's
guy
kind
that's pitching for Tennessee right now with the long hair, he looks like, if you look on this guy, his name's McConnell. He looks like with the mustache, he looks like a modern day Raleigh Fingers.
or Jeff Beck, the former closer for the whatever the hell the name of that team is.
The Giants?
The Giants, yeah. Rod Beck. Rod
Yeah.
Beck. Rod Beck. My bad. We're slinging shit here that Gamecock Sporty has no clue who the fuck Rod Beck is.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't know who Raleigh Fingers is.
Yeah.
I was looking
Jackpot,
at that Waterloo thing. You told me, yep, there it is. Bank
there
of
it is,
Waterloo.
Jackpot. Look at that.
Yeah, that's it.
Full screen layout of the Bank of Waterloo. That looks like a shithole. Interesting though. I'll give you that. There you go.
I mean, you gotta think that thing's been closed since 1939. That's insane.
Look at this Rod Beck wannabe guy.
Droid said he lived in Cross Hill for a few years as well. Yeah, that's right near there. There's a Dollar General there too that I used to work. And that J.D. Fuller for the Gamecocks, he used to play for us, was from Cross Hill. I did not know that.
Hey,
I wonder where he went to high school at. Probably Clinton, I would think.
I have an ultimate frisbee question there, Mr. Gamecock Sporty.
Yeah.
So
or Lawrence, Brandon.
You play on the B team, right?
Yeah.
So like does the A team scrimmage the B team?
No. We warm up together and do stretches together, then we separate and go on and practice separately after that.
Don't you want to like get to, I mean would you have an opportunity to jump up to a ball or whatever the hell it is you call it? Is there a chance that could happen?
I really would. It's my second year of playing. I'm pretty new to the game still. I've done really well. It's just I tried out last year. Didn't make it, but I honestly think the main problem for me is I'm not the most athletic, and when you get these club athletes.
So there's some actual athletes that play the ultimate frisbee, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I thought it was the guys that like couldn't play baseball, soccer, basketball, football, etc.
Actually, we got a lot of former football and soccer players that were like, all region, all state in high school.
Okay, well, I learned something new. I wouldn't wear much Gamecock stuff, but I would wear a B team ultimate frisbee jersey. I'd wear that. What do you got? Anyway, speaking of which, since we're all over the place this evening, Jackpot, are you aware that in the Olympics in France here in a couple of weeks, that there is a sport called breakdancing?
Well, I mean, I knew breakdancing was a thing, obviously.
It is an Olympic sport, sir.
What?
Freaking breakdancing and badminton, Olympic sports. They need to put ultimate for.
Oh no, we're pissing off the ultimate frisbee guy. No, I'm serious. Breakdancing is an Olympic sport.
Boy, the United States
Papa
will have a
B,
hell
Papa
of
B, I sit on my ass because I can, dude. All right, you live in fucking Mississippi. You can't even spell Mississippi. Shut up. No one cares what you
M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I.
Well,
Humpback.
the U.S. would have had a hell of a breakdancing team back in the like
Yeah, but
84
that's
Olympics.
like, well, yeah, in the '84 Olympics would have been fine, but from what I've gathered in my research, I think that we are not favored to medal in the sport that we invented. Isn't that crazy?
I remember in PE class in elementary school trying to do the coffee grinder. That was one of the
coffee grinder. That's funny.
That's where you put your hand down on the floor and go around in a circle. Coffee grinder. God, come on, man. The wisest barbecue is real close to Joanna. There's a couple of barbecue places. First of all, there's one in Cross Hill. It's called Hog something or other. Somebody have to tell me what it's called. It's only open like 3 days a week. That one looks real good. I want to try that. Then there's another one where that highway from Waterloo runs into where you turn right to go across Lake Greenwood. Lee's Barbecue or something. Are any of those places any good? Tell me. Some of y'all know. Lee's is in Well, it is a Waterloo address. Fat Daddy's. Yeah, that's what it's called. Are either of those places any good? Billy Cole says the Worm. Yeah, that was another move. That was Scotty Too Hotty's signature. Remember the Worm?
Yeah. So apparently the favorites in the Olympics for breakdancing are the Lithuanians, the Canadians, and the Japanese.
The Canadians?
Never thought the Japanese.
Well, I thought it would be like some of the folks from like Korea, because you see all the Korean dance mob videos or whatever that are out there. I thought that might be yeah, I thought that might be in the mix there. You know?
That Fat Daddy's is in Cross Hill. Yeah.
God, this show's all over the place this evening.
Well, hey.
It's fine. Anyway, did you have something you wanted to add to the show there, Mr. Sporty? What are you doing over the summer? Are you getting jacked up for the next season or what?
I've been playing. I'm playing club, which is like the level above college for ultimate frisbee over the summer. I'm probably gonna be a B team captain next year and work my way up to A team for my senior and master's degree year. 5 years, going into year 3. And I'm working a little bit, trying to make some money. And on top of that,
what are you doing for work? Are you slinging the drinks, sir? What are you doing for work? Are you
no,
slinging
I get to be a cart guy and at the golf course. That's what I do. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were a cart guy at Publix, sir.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to make that money during the summer, young fella. No big deal.
Which, if you were, I was going to say, if he was a cart guy at Publix, we'll probably give you some tips to help you out with that. But never mind.
Oh, I get tips at
king of the cart guys. Yeah. All right, well, Sporty, you're breaking up on us a little bit, buddy, but I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you later on. All right. All right, Sporty broke up on us a little bit there, so we're going to move on. I'm going to talk about Colorado really quick here, Jackpot, because it's Father's Day. Here's the thing with some daddy ball stuff going on up there. When Deion Sanders took the job, not only did he brought in the defensive back that played at South Carolina.
Yeah, Shiloh.
Shiloh, and then he
I
brought
don't
in.
know how in the hell that guy still has any eligibility left. I mean, he was playing like a couple of 3 years before Muschamp got let go. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so there's that.
I thought he was
But
27, still playing in college.
either way, he also brought Shadur, who has turned out to be what some are thinking is going to be a an NFL draft prospect. I mean, he had games last year. First of all, he took a beating. The only quarterback who took worse a beating last year than Shadur Sanders was Spencer Rattler behind that piece of shit Gamecock offensive line. But
Mm.
he took a lot of shots, but he threw for a lot of touchdowns, etc. Colorado went from 1 win to 4 wins. There was talk at one point about, oh, Dion's the magic elixir. So they
Well,
brought him
they were
in.
2-0 at one point, but then
Right, then
3-0.
reality.
Were they 3-0? Yeah.
They were 3-0, and then I think they lost to Oregon. Like they went to Oregon, and then they got
They
gut.
got bodied. Got beat by like 40.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, so Dion's using his sons. I think that's fair to bring some instant talent, allegedly, to Colorado. And there's a report from Athlon Sports that made some claims. Several players reportedly quit the team when Sanders mandated they attend a concert to support his son Shador. The Wayne concert was the final straw for a few players, the quote said, who hit the transfer portal. Well, Coach Prom told us all we had to do to be there to support Shador as a rapper. They were not happy at all. To be honest, it was nothing but a huge distraction, and Daddy Ball was being played.
um,
Uh, so basically, Dion said, look, all of y'all are going to this concert to support Shador, who's trying to make it as a rapper.
what?
That's
Okay.
what a mess.
First of all, well, I mean, I think now it's coming out and saying that they've debunked it, but still, I mean, there's got to be some ring of truth to it. I don't think the entire thing was just fucking made up. So there had to be some kind of truth there. He probably did do something like that. But I mean, why is Shadur? Why I mean, why is he? Why are we aspiring to be a rapper? I mean, isn't this dude? I mean, he's a projected first round draft pick.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like,
What?
I
I
mean,
mean,
I don't know. I look. I think there's something to it, but also when you step back and think about it, wouldn't you do anything you could to make sure that your son succeeded at the highest level if you had the opportunity to? I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, I would do whatever it is for my children, but I do think there's a point where somebody has to be able to stop you from
yeah, but he's
putting the program in a mess.
yeah, but he's exploiting them and also showing a lot of favoritism.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bunch of horse shit. They'll be great when they're all, both gone and they've moved on. And side note, I think that Shador's going to be a huge fucking bust. Yeah, he threw for a bunch of damn yards last year. And so what? Yeah, he played behind a shit offensive line. Guess what? They didn't play any teams that had a damn defense either outside of Oregon, and they beat the holy hell out of them. So,
So, yeah, well, I actually pulled that up.
I mean, I
Um,
guess Nebraska may. I don't know. No, they didn't play anybody with a defense. They lost
yeah,
to Stanford, for God's sake. Stanford.
but I'm looking. They did. They lost to the tree.
They lost to the tree after they were up by 4 touchdowns at halftime. They got beat by Washington State like they stole something. Washington State was terrible last year.
So, but I looked up his stats, and it was he put up huge numbers in the TCU game that they won 45-42. But after that, it was like, man, what an absolute mess when it really, as
No,
far as
no.
against some of those
Yeah.
games where he just looked like he was the shits. I mean, I guess is the best way to put it.
They beat
So
TCU, Browns. They beat TCU. They beat TCU. They beat Nebraska, and then they beat Colorado State. And
Well, and
then
he threw for big numbers in that game, but let's see here. I'm trying to figure out a lot of the games he threw for 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Here you go. So in these games, let's see here. For the TCU game, 510, 393 against Nebraska, 348 against Colorado State. They needed 2 overtimes to win that game. Reality sunk in with Oregon. They threw for $159.
well, that's
371 against 371 against Southern Cal.
who sucks. Defense sucks.
239 against Arizona State.
Defense sucks.
400 against the Tree.
Defense absolutely sucks and lost.
217 against UCLA.
That's not great.
245 against Oregon State. 262 against Arizona and 86 against Washington State.
The 262 against Arizona was probably about more impressive because they actually had a good squad. How many did he throw for against Washington?
Washington State, he threw for 86 yards.
My God, man.
But he only had 10 attempts, so he may have gotten hurt in that game. But that was his final game of the season there. But did not break the 265 mark after October 13th. So from October 14th on, he was less than 265 yards total passing in every game. So yeah, but I love these people that think that, oh, he's going to be the absolute next best of everything. Yeah, not so much. Not so much.
Yeah,
4-8.
I'm working right now on my Clemson Tater season preview, like I was the one I was doing against about the Gamecocks. And I've done Tennessee so far. Working on my Clemson Tater one. I'm about halfway through my research, and I'm not going to reveal any of my picks. Well, you already know what one of my picks is for their season because I've already done my South Carolina video. But I'm telling you, that game at Virginia Tech, everybody's like, "Oh, the Taters could lose that one," blah blah blah, and everybody's like all excited about this Drones kid that plays quarterback for Virginia Tech. I went back and looked at what they did last year, bro. They went 6-6 in the regular season, and their wins. I mean, their wins were just against absolutely just awful teams, god awful. But their losses, I mean, they got blown out by Louisville, blown out by Florida State. They lost to NC State. Anybody that was valid that had a winning record they lost to. They did beat Tulane in a Military Bowl, 41-20, but they didn't have the Michael Pratt guy, the quarterback for Tulane. He was opted out. The Brazil guy who transferred, the wide receiver that was really good, that transferred and went to Tennessee, was gone. So that team was like at half strength. So everybody is like really high on the Hokies this year. They're talking about winning 10 games or something. Please. I don't believe it.
Let's welcome Ray to the program. Ray, what's up, buddy?
Yes,
What's
they
up,
did lose
guys?
to Rutgers too. Yeah.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Question, Jackpot. Who debunked that it wasn't true? Just because Dion said it didn't happen, it's debunked.
I don't know. They said they talked to players that are on the team now, I guess, and they said it didn't
So
happen.
basically, the ones that suck his nuts said it didn't happen.
Right. So they're a real reputable source.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So here's
Well,
the
I'm
deal.
just saying, there's got to be some kind of ring of truth to it. Somebody wouldn't have just made the whole fucking thing
Right,
up.
exactly. And go back when
Well,
Dion
but
played for the.
To be fair, he is adamant that everything is recorded there. So I mean, there's tons of production staff that are running around all the time. They're recording everything that they do at Colorado. So I mean, I think there's
so
to it.
so
And
who's to
what I
say
mean
it
by
had
that
to
is
happen
that,
at a team meeting? It could have
right.
been. You see what I'm
Look,
saying?
I think that it happened. Or what Jackpot said. There's definitely some truth
I agree.
to some of it. So he may not have been like, listen, you motherfuckers, you're all gonna go. But it was probably like, look, we kind of expect you to be there. Whatever. Who knows?
Who
With
was
Sanders,
the
man, I
rapper?
don't know.
Who was rapping? Usher?
It was Lil Wayne.
Oh, is he still relevant anymore? Or
Relevant enough to have a concert that Shadur Sanders is performing at.
Shadur was opening? He was the opening act.
Well, let me ask you this question. Okay. Had this been the punter that was going to rap, do you think it would have been a requirement for the players to show up
Nope.
instead of Shadur?
Nope.
Come on, man.
They would probably been making fun of him.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yes.
it's the daddy ball thing, man. That's all they care about.
Yeah, exactly. And, I don't care what anyone says. The guy's a joke. He is self-centered, self-promoter, and his kids are exactly like him. Okay.
I gotta respond to JC's. Hold on just a second. I gotta respond to JC's comment. He says, "So Rob has a Gamecock T-shirt on, and Jackpot has a Clemson shirt on." No, my shirt says "Awesome like my daughter." It's a Father's Day gift
Mine
from
says
my daughter.
Mountain Peak Northern Adventure Company, established 1970. And that.
There you go. So no, neither one of us are hitting the U-turn there and going to the other side. Holy shit!
I got a Clemson shirt. Let's see.
Of course you did.
I spoke to this is something my wife got this a while back. I'm supposed to be taking this, and I'm supposed to put it in something, a baggie or something, and send it to Rob for his wife. This is a Southern Tide Clemson shirt.
That is very sweet of your wife to buy my wife a T-shirt. My wife would wear that T-shirt. So yeah, send that away, and my wife will send your wife a T-shirt, and then we can all have our wives liking each other. It'll be great.
Okay, did either of you guys, obviously, Florida State lost to Tennessee last night, or either last night or night before?
Friday night.
Night before. Strike or no strike? Did he swing or not swing?
What did the umpire say?
He said he didn't swing.
Then he didn't swing.
Okay. All right. So I was unaware that they didn't have instant replay in college baseball. I was unaware of that.
Well, that's because college baseball is a regional sport that gets outdrawn by gymnastics every year. We may love
I
it.
don't think they do have instant replay. They have video review. I don't think you can review balls and strikes, though. Can you?
They just did a review.
So basically, you can review safe or out, but it can't be a judgment call like a strike or a ball.
Right. I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think you can call. You can review whether the bat broke the plane, etc. So.
Okay, I wasn't. That's what I was unsure about because there was.
I've never seen them review it before, and I would figure they would have reviewed it by now,
right.
And I would have seen it if it. Yeah.
Either way, it's obvious that we won today, and looks like Tennessee is going to win. So, looks like we'll play North Carolina. If we get past North Carolina, then we would have to beat Tennessee twice to move on to the next into the championship. So
that's gonna be tough.
Hey, it is what it is, man. We had our opportunities, and listen,
they had them down like 9-4 at one point.
I know that. Listen, that one call could have won the game, but it shouldn't have came to that. We should have, but that's our Achilles heel. We got good starting pitching. We can really hit the ball, but if you get to our bullpen, we're kind of screwed.
You know what? I appreciate you coming on the program and saying that because you're one of the first Florida State fans I've dealt with in the online world here that has not been saying, "Hey, the umpires are fucking us and they're all wearing Tennessee underoos and all that shit."
Well, I mean, I absolutely believe it was a swing, but it shouldn't have came to that. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly. There were several other things that happened in that game. That if they would have taken care of that, then it wouldn't have gotten to that point where one call ended up swinging the whole
exactly.
thing.
I mean, they had plenty of opportunities to win the game, and I believe now if they had won that game, they would be in really good position to make it to the championship. Now,
Right.
but even at that, I don't know if they would have won it because they do have a weakness, and it is what it is. But hey, you got to understand these guys were terrible last year. Probably the greatest turnaround that's probably ever been in college baseball to go from their record last year to making it to the College World Series this year. Which,
Well, they've had a hell of a season. You're right.
right,
Looking at the box score, I mean, FSU was charged with a couple of errors. I mean, you turn one of those, and you're going to be in good shape there. Let's see here. What was the other thing that I saw that was? Yeah, Tennessee hit homers in that game, so they had a couple of homers. You know, you keep the ball down and
right.
try to. There's lots of little things you can do. It shouldn't have come down to that one
Well,
swing.
absolutely, and that's the thing. I was kind of well. This is just merely looking at it as what would be best for Florida State to advance. I was truly hoping North Carolina could win because then we would only have to beat Tennessee one time, and I would feel better about beating North Carolina twice because Tennessee's got a hell of a team.
Well, I get that, but Tennessee also has a history of choking.
Well, that's true.
Tennessee's the one team that I would want to play because they haven't done anything to prove that they're Big Billy badass in June.
Right.
They had the number one team in the country 2 seasons ago, and Notre Dame handed them their ass.
Right.
So I mean, until they shake that moniker, that's who I'd want to play.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I just feel like
I'd
as
be
far
more
as
intimidated playing. In the end all be all of it, I'd be more intimidating playing Virginia, who's won a national title. Who else is in the World Series? I mean,
well, the thing
you know,
is, Virginia's in the ACC, and we're familiar with playing them, so
yeah.
there was no
Well,
surprise.
that was a hell of a game, 3-2 game, the first day of the tournament there. So
Right,
there's that too.
exactly. Now they got a hold of them pretty good today, and of course they let them score a few runs there at the end that they really shouldn't have because they wouldn't throw strikes. They were pitching around them.
Right.
But
Hey,
as it was, that we've got a good team, and it's just a shame that we lost. Either one of those teams, I believe, on that side, Tennessee or Florida State, are the best two teams on that side. It is what it is. It's really, honest to God, top to bottom, one of the better World Series that you could say any of the 8 could probably have won it. So, but
hey,
anyway, but real quick before I go, was Sporty saying that his rent's only $700 a month? Was that what he was
Well,
saying for an apartment?
yeah, it is, but I think it's like he lives with someone, so I think they split it. And it's like 1,400 a
I
month.
was about to say because down here, hell, we've got places down here that a crack house would look like a mansion, and it's $1,500 a month. So, so I was going to say I may have to move to South Carolina, although I own my home, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But
well,
hey, I couldn't believe it when he said that. But anyway, guys, looking forward. Who'd you say you're doing next? Jackpot Clemson.
yeah.
Okay. Well, when are you going to try to have that out?
Maybe I can try to get it tomorrow. I'm about
Okay.
halfway done with it. It just, picking the games is the easy part.
Okay. Well, we're going to hold you to it, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Well, appreciate that. Well, as far as that goes, Jackpot and is putting out his Clemson prediction video. He's been close on a good bit of them. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, looking back at your other records, you've actually picked Clemson better than South Carolina. Just saying.
Well, last year I picked the Gamecocks to finish 6-6, and they were, they were, if they'd had one or two players in that Florida game, if they just not ran a prevent defense the last 2 minutes of that game, they would have been 6-6. But I wanted to say this dude for Tennessee, this young African American man with the little thin mustache, not Christian Moore, but the other kid, he has some kind of card in his back pocket. And a few minutes ago, I saw him pull it out and look at it. I'm pretty sure I might report this. I believe that they've stolen North Carolina's signals, because this is the first time they've ever had cards in their back pocket all year long. So I think that someone gave them North Carolina signals to use because they're trying to keep them out of the College World Series championship.
I was just letting that marinade for a second. God damn. Oh, poor Jackpot. Anyway, if you want to respond to the stuff on Deion Sanders, I think he's going to be gone not after this
Jack
season, but the
Dugan
following.
says, "Shit, we beat you. Get over it. Gators beat the Gamecocks." Motherfucker, I didn't say they didn't win the damn ball game. I said they were a bad prevent defense call away from it. We were beating your ass by 11 points with 2 minutes to go. Congratulations to Florida for coming back. I mean, we let them come back. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing they did.
exactly. It was nothing that Florida did.
It was a paper thin defense. They're playing fucking 20 yards off the down line. Never mind.
Yeah, the only thing worse than the Gamecock defense was the Gamecock offensive line. So there's that.
It actually wasn't that bad in that game.
I know. Anyway, Jay says they both sucked. Yes,
Well, I think they can probably agree on that.
There you go with that.
Although Florida State played, or not Florida State, Florida played Mizzou closer than anybody all year, pretty much, except for like the LSU and Georgia games that they lost, which was weird. You know, Mizzou converted like what was it, like a 4th and 20 on their last drive, or they would have lost that game to the Gators.
That's true. Well, anyway, if you want to respond to that stuff, we can talk
Imagine
about that.
God.
Jackpot's Clemson previews coming up. I think Jackpot's picking Clemson to go 9-3. It's just a guess. Got him at 9-3 in the eyes of the Jackpot there. If I was thinking
just
about
look at that schedule and some of those games, some of the wins and losses. So some of it might be a little bit unconventional and what you might not think. Because I don't do cookie cutter with my previews. Because there are some games on there that you think you're probably going to lose that you might win. And there are some games that you think that you're a sure bet to win that may go the other way on you, just based off of where it's at on the schedule. That has a
right.
lot to do with it, based off who you're playing, who they're coming off playing against. That has a lot to do with it. You know, there's like one of the reasons, I picked someone to win was somebody was coming off playing like Georgia and Texas. I mean, that's rough, right?
Right.
So maybe they may be a little bit more vulnerable than another team.
Chris, welcome to the program, sir.
What's up, man? All right, so I don't know how willing y'all would be to do it, but all right, at the last game of the season, if we don't make ball game, how willing would Rob be to wear a Carolina shirt if Carolina beats Clemson?
Well, I mean, haven't we? Like, I think I did that bet with the comrade, and the comrade lost.
All right,
But
well,
I didn't do it with Jackpot. I mean,
what if we did it with Jackpot?
I don't know. We'll see how the season goes, man.
All right.
Look, I don't want to put Jackpot into a position where we're picking out something in game one, and then you go into, I don't know, October 15th, and let's say the Gamecocks are 4-2 or whatever. Just a wild number that's out there. And they lose Lenora Sellers to injury. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just saying, let's see. Injuries or whatever kind of screw the whole season up. And they go into that game and they're playing with their third string quarterback or whatever. That's not fair to Jackpot to make him put that out there in June.
You mean Robbie? Robbie probably should be third string if you're talking SEC football, but what am I to say? He couldn't in the spring game. He couldn't throw the ball worth the damn. But we'll see how things play out.
I don't think it's fair to put that much on Jackpot and we don't know what the hell.
I just think it would be a preseason kind of fun bet. I don't know if gang.
I think the only bet that I would make at the beginning of the season. There's two bets. One, I would bet in any season that Tennessee is going to beat Kentucky. I would also take a bet that Tennessee's going to lose if they play at Florida because they just don't win there very often, and I think the numbers are in my favor. So if you told me to place two bets, I would take those two. Kentucky loses to Tennessee, but Tennessee loses in Florida down there in the swamp, regardless of what the teams are. I feel pretty good about that.
Well, one thing that I'm always sure of with Tennessee, under Josh Heupel, they're going to lose a game to somebody they shouldn't lose to. They've done it the past 3 years.
No, I agree, and especially
they'll lose to somebody they shouldn't lose to. That's why they lost their minds when I picked them to lose to Kentucky, because it's the only one that makes any sense to me. Because they ain't losing to Mississippi State at home, and I seriously don't think they're going to lose on the road at Arkansas.
No, at least you wouldn't think, but
no,
they will throw an away game away.
I also would take
depends,
South
though.
Carolina
Arkansas could be, if Arkansas's got their shit together.
I would also take the Gamecocks to beat Vanderbilt straight up, which I know.
My God, you got balls as big as church bells.
I daggone hope so, Rob.
Hold on. Slow down a second. Kirby Smart has more losses in the past to Vanderbilt in the past 15 years that South Carolina has. So it's not exactly the most assured thing ever. Just saying.
And see, I think it's really interesting is when you look at statistics. It's
and actually, you know what, Jackpot?
That really is me
hold on. That is me putting my balls out there because your coach is a fucking idiot that kicks water coolers and blames hot dog stands.
Well, I mean, he only beat them by like 45 points last year.
I don't give a shit. Me putting them out like Clark. If Clark Lee was at South Carolina last year, the Gamecocks would have went 7-5. There you go. Write that down.
But
he's a better coach than
write
Beamer
it down.
is.
There's no way to quantify that. So okay,
he's a better coach than Beamer. You have the worst coach in the conference. You really do. The more and more I see it, I think you have the worst coach in the conference.
I'm not sure about that.
Personally, I don't know. We're gonna see how Dabo.
He's definitely bottom three. Definitely bottom three.
Tearing it up on the recruiting trail.
Oh, that's bullshit. You can tear it up on the recruiting trail all you want. And look, Gamecock fans,
that's not part of it.
That's part of it. That's part of it. But hey,
transfer portal is also not part of it.
Napier's doing well in recruiting too. He's got better recruiting classes than Beamer does.
Okay. Well,
look, and before you guys run your mouth about Dabo Swinney, don't talk until you can look at the national championship trophies. Don't compare your coach to Dabo Swinney.
He won the national championship trophies when nobody else was using the transfer portal either.
That doesn't matter. He still has national championship trophies, sir.
He'll never win another one until he starts taking some transfer. He ain't gonna win
won them in HD. You can watch them in HD, sir.
All I'm saying is I don't think
Dabo he hasn't done dick. Post-COVID, he's not done dick.
Fine. All I'm saying is you have probably the worst coach in the conference. Definitely bottom three.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. I think his recruiting is really well.
Come on, man.
He's won 4 games. He took down 4 ranked teams as underdogs and double-digit dogs at that. No, 5. Won 1 on the road at Kentucky in 22. 1 was a double-digit dog against Clemson in 22. 1 on the road. 1 is a double-digit dog against Tennessee in 22. 1 is a double-digit dog against Auburn in 21. 1 is a double-digit dog against Florida in 21.
Cool. So Vegas had the lines mixed up.
1 is a double-digit dog. I think it was a double-digit dog against UNC in the fucking Chick-fil-A
He has
Bowl.
two impressive wins. The Clemson win and the Tennessee win back to back.
So any win where you're a double-digit underdog and you win that game straight up, that's not this shit.
How did those other teams finish out?
It doesn't matter at the point. At that point in time, they were.
It wasn't a fumble that caused the games. It was more than that.
Cool.
But I am hyped to see see how Carolina plays. I receiver room questionable. Defense, I think defense is what's going to lead the chain if it is going to. personally. Hey, we'll see when we play y'all. I look
I
forward
mean,
to it.
that's the Gamecock motto. We'll see, we'll see,
Well,
we'll
I mean, you
see.
can sit there and laugh
Same
about it all you
shit
want
every
to.
year. And I'll be laughing in November
Cole
too.
Kublik, who works for the SEC Network and does a
Cole
podcast,
Kubrick,
and knows
sucks SEC penis.
he knows more
Everybody's
about
66 or
he's
7
got
and
more
5 in his
he
mind.
forgot more football knowledge walking to his bathroom to take a shit than you've ever had in your entire fucking existence. Said that
Okay.
we've probably got the best defensive front four in the SEC
I
that
believe
know
it.
nobody
what?
talks about.
Jackpot. I believe it, Jackpot.
Well, if you have the best
I,
defensive front four in the
So
SEC,
how's
then
he
why
sucking
is
the
hey,
SEC penis when he's comparing us against other SEC
he,
teams?
he has to
Makes
have
no
something to
sense.
put out as far as content goes?
I want to see
He's a
Clemson play
content
Alabama
all the year.
or LSU or
The
any
last
other
time Clemson
SEC
played
team.
Alabama, Clemson helped retire Nick Saban. You know, you should thank Clemson for that.
Whatever.
Go and watch the halftime of the last time
Oh,
Clemson played Alabama and what the fuck happened to them. All right. So don't even start with me with that nonsense.
The
And it's not like
transfer
yeah.
portal is what
Then
not
Nick
ended
like
Saban started
Nick
using the
Saban.
transfer portal.
ridiculous.
And
That's what
Dabo,
ended
well,
Nick
he did.
Saban.
He looked
Dabo
like an
doesn't
old
use
man.
Dabo. I really think Dabo doesn't use the transfer portal. He uses that as a crutch to lean on to pitch to recruits about playing time, and that's
And
why
that
he's been able to maintain top 15 recruiting classes the past few years because he's letting them know, look, hey, look, guys, nobody from LSU is going to come in here and take your job. Nobody
no.
from Southern Cal who couldn't cut the mustard is going to come in here and take your job because we don't do that stuff around here.
Cool.
But I will
So,
say, Georgia, Alabama would probably have it. But Georgia, the way that I heard they do their recruiting and their NIL is, hey, you're earning X amount until you prove yourself. And when you have that number one rank on your head or number two or whatever it is, you can play that ball. But the rest of the teams, it's kind of just, we're going to pay you for what you're worth. You're going to make X amount because you're worth it. At least we think you are. So I think NIL has a big picture on college football right now.
oh yeah, it does. There's a handful of haves and a whole lot more have-nots.
Oh, for sure. Oh well. I hope y'all have a good night and best of luck to Clemson, whoever, Carolina. I would like to make this bet permanent though. We need to work out a deal on that.
Look, I'll bet whatever Jackpot wants to go with. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
I
I
don't know.
would be
Like
willing to bet.
I made one bet with some Tennessee guy.
If anybody
Was it?
never mind.
I'm sorry. Wasn't it was some Tennessee guy with the Georgia game or whatever?
Yeah.
But it was like I don't remember what it was. He'll be in the comment section. It's just hilarious. But generally, there's only a couple people that I would make any kind of bets with. I'll make bets with Jackpot, Big Barney Ross. I would probably make bets with Billy too, because he's at the retirement home. He could just send me some of that retirement check.
Would you
Hey,
make any bets with that professor dude?
Fuck him. The
Professor.
professor's an
hey,
asshole.
I've been
I'd
here
make
for a
bets with
while.
the
Yes.
comrade though. I'd make bets with the comrade. He'd be good. But other than that,
The professor might
I'd
have been
probably
leading the charge to get those U-turn signs taken
I,
down.
I I'd probably bet with Chris though, because with Chris Foster over there, although he's a very angry gentleman, he's one of those guys that's like, nah, fuck no, I'm not sending you money via Venmo or PayPal or the postal service. I'm gonna drive my ass to Columbia to pay you in person.
Do
Chris is one of
cash.
those guys. He,
We
he
gotta do
would
cash
definitely do
payments,
that. Yeah, I'm gonna pay you in unmarked bills. I'm gonna drive to your house to pay it. I'd probably bet with him too. Anybody else I'm not betting with. I'm just not gonna do it. All right,
No.
Chris, thank you for joining the show, sir.
Oh yeah.
Thank you in that.
Bye.
All right, buddy. Big Bonnie Ross says Dabo is the Tiger King. Beamer is Carol Baskets. Very good, sir. Very good. Chris says I'm 10 minutes from casino. I don't bet internet, folks. Very good, Chris. Very good. Anyway,
did you happen to see the clothesline yesterday and women's NBA game, the Angel Reese thing.
Yeah, can we pull that up and look at it really quick? Let's see if we've got that here. Hold on, let's see here.
Oh, can we?
Yeah, I've got it right here. Angel.
You're the technical brains behind this operation. I'm just kind of an old flunky over here running my mouth.
No, it's not like that.
Sort of
Clothesline.
like that. That's what you
Who
tell
was it
people.
that she smacked? Let's see here. It's on
It was Caitlin Clark.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, I've got it right here. Hold on. Yeah. So they're playing in this. Let's see here. I can show you this really quick here. Why not? Share screen. This one. This is from bam. All right, so here you go. Let's see if it's gonna play here. All right, there you go. Oh shit, that's not really a clothesline. I'm gonna show it again in the replay here. Hold on. That was a good play by Reese there. Let's see if they're gonna show it in the replay again. Clark's been hit harder than that too. What the hell? All right, here we go. She's coming up. Oh, she was going for the ball. Come on.
That
Well, hold on. No, from that angle. No, from that angle. She just clocked her. My bad.
yeah, she did.
She just clocked her. I'm sorry about that. My bad. I thought it looked like a good defensive play there from the start. Now it looks like she just walloped her.
That looks like
That doesn't look good at all.
that looks like Barry Windham delivering one of the old clotheslines back in the lariat.
Or the clothesline from hell from JBL would be a good one too.
Russian sickle.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, there was, she meant to do that, but we can't, it ain't.
That's part of the fucking game though.
It is. I mean, and nothing's got. I mean, somebody, Matt Leinart, I think, was on Twitter saying they should suspend Angel Reese for that. It's bad for the game. And he just absolutely got tortured. People were telling him, stick back to being a shitty draft bust at fucking football because you don't know anything about basketball.
Matt
Get back
Leinart
behind your
has
announcer's desk. Yeah.
He has brain injuries from his playing career. He can't make any worthwhile.
Well, I mean, they called a flagrant foul on her, in which both Caitlin Clark got 2 foul shots, and they got the ball, I guess, out of it, and that's what you get. I mean,
I think she tried to hit her, yeah, but I think that's part of the game. And by the way, I hate to be this guy too, but lots more people are watching the WNBA now. Women have been getting clocked in that league for years. I mean, years. So I don't know. Well, whatever on that front. If you're a former Gamecock, you had Aaliyah Boston going up against Cardozo yesterday in that game. So that was something, more interesting to watch.
Did you see where Mark Kingston got a job?
Oh yeah.
like we're just out here handing jobs out to people.
So I gotta I messaged it to Jackpot today about Kingston has gotten a job like less than a week after being fired, and he is taking over at Creighton. So I think the best thing in the comments section was, well, he gets to go back to Omaha.
So yeah,
what a mess.
Well, he finally gets to Omaha for the first time. Well, here's the thing, after getting fired on his day off, which is just unthinkable. How you gonna get fired on your day off? He ends up falling uphill into another really good head coaching job. Now, what conference do they play in? The Wheat Eaters Conference or what?
I honestly don't know.
Are they in the Big East like they are in basketball?
I will look that up right now. But while I do that, let's welcome Billy to the program. Billy, what's up, brother?
How are y'all doing tonight? Sitting here listening to y'all.
Better than I deserve.
I was going to have to get a nervous pill. Y'all need to calm down. You make me nervous. My anxiety.
How are we making you nervous,
y'all
sir?
Y'all got to start going, in other words, talking about games in 1968 and 69, and we beat you in 74. Stuff, jeepers.
When did we do
And
that?
by the way, what does Tennessee's previous record have to do with this team? This team,
Huh?
y'all talk about
Are you
Tennessee has
talking?
to get over the hump.
Oh no, I thought you were talking. I was talking. Oh, with what I was saying.
Yeah.
Look, until you actually do something, I'm not going to buy it. That's all I was saying.
The fact that they're in the World Series is, I mean,
That's great, but you
decent
have
program.
to go and win, sir. I'm not saying they're not a bad program. I'm saying, but you got to win.
I think they lead the nation
You
in home
should have won.
runs, and
You
they
should.
got they're
You
in the
did all
top
that the
three.
year
And
that you lost to Notre Dame too.
yeah, they
Right.
did. Crap happens, just like we lost to South
Yeah.
Carolina football a couple years. Anomalies.
Anomalies. Very good, sir.
Yeah.
Losing to the Gamecocks in football, it wasn't exactly an anomaly. I think you're like 5-5 during that stretch, but okay.
Well,
and
during
that's-
that stretch, what are we
Rattler-
overall? 29 and 12.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but
See,
during
yeah,
that
now,
stretch,
if we're going to use stats, let's use them all.
Why don't we use this stat? How about we use this stat? You beat South Carolina in football this year, but you had to go into dark mode. And even Spencer Rattler said
There
it
we
was
go.
your Super Bowl. It was your Super Bowl. Those are
And
facts.
I was impressed with Spencer running his 5 40. He'll do good. He'll be
that
fine.
might be as close as that, and playing in the Superdome and playing in Tennessee's Super Bowl is probably going to be as
Right, that was
close
his
as he
Super
gets to a
Bowl.
real Super Bowl.
Kid's kind of mouthy, He still ain't grown up yet.
Come on.
That's not fair.
He was
Yeah.
fucking pissed. I mean, he should have been. I would have been pissed too.
That's not fair at all.
No.
That's how he took his anger out. He wasn't
Well,
going to say
hey,
anything
if you're
about
gonna
his
if
offensive
you're gonna pass it
line.
out, you got to be able to take it.
He
Get some
wasn't going to
thick
say
skin.
anything about his offensive line. He wasn't going to throw him under the bus. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be pissed too if I got hammered like that by an average as shit team.
Average? I think we played on New Year's Day. I think. Average?
I don't think you did.
I think we did. I think
Okay,
we played
you
on New Year's
did.
Day.
You did. But you wasn't in New Year's.
Well,
Six
but it
Bowl.
wasn't a good team because
According to
I was
Clemson fan, that's all that matters.
I was defensive top of the nation, but that don't matter because it just didn't
No,
matter.
anybody that Iowa played with a pulse absolutely throttled.
See, here we go.
Tennessee
but they were
throttled
still
them.
up there.
Michigan throttled them. Penn State throttled them. They weren't any good.
Stop mocking the Tennessee folks, Jackpot. They won their Super Bowl this year.
I'm just. I try. Look, dude, I'm trying to be better about that. Since we played for a couple of years,
Can you imagine?
make it hard.
Can you imagine having to go
and make it hard. It's like crack. It's hard to quit.
I lived in Sumter, South Carolina for a year and was stationed in Charleston for 3 years. I've lived there. There's no surprises there. What I want to know is Chris Foster. Chris Foster says he lives close to Murphy, North Carolina, right on the Tennessee line. That's where I live.
You live in Murphy, North Carolina?
He says he lives close to the casino Murphy's. It's another Harris. Cherokee Indians. So I live in Cleveland, but I'm from there on the North Carolina line.
I think my problem is that I grew up with watching Tennessee football when it was like, South Carolina was a bye week. And now as I've gotten older, it's like, let's go into dark mode to beat South Carolina.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, when they had Peyton Manning there, they beat us like 63-7 one year when Brad Scott was down there.
Peyton Manning never won nothing.
Yeah,
I'm not a Peyton Manning fan, although half the 25 to 35-year-olds here in East Tennessee are named Peyton. Dogs are named Peyton.
He did drag his nuts across some trainer's chin. She didn't like
it. A lot of ideas. We've all got
Anybody
problems.
named their kid T? I bet not.
He
was the one that won the championship.
Yep.
Yeah. Why don't we have more T out there?
T. Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tennessee fans would be thinking, hey, you named him after Sweet Tea. We like the Sweet Tea.
Unsweet tea. There should be a law against unsweet tea.
You're absolutely right.
There's no point in it. You might as well just drink water.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's no flavor. Now, here's what I hate is when they bring you, if they fuck up and somebody brings you the damn unsweetened tea, that's not what I wanted. And you're sitting here having to dump equal packets and sweet and low and regular sugar in here and mix it up with a spoon. and it don't taste the same. It don't hit
Well,
right.
When I lived in Asheville one time, I pulled into Waffle House and with
You
my
lived in
son's
Asheville?
Asheville for a year.
So that's what's wrong with you.
Fletcher.
Anyway,
Fletcher,
go
North
ahead.
Carolina. And told the
Oh,
little
that's
waitress
worse.
I needed a half and half tea, and she brought me half lemonade and half tea. I said, no, half unsweetened and half sweetened.
What?
And then I told her I need the sweeten on top, and she looked at me and said, okay. And she brought me the tea. I said, is the sweet part on top? She said, yes, sir. Japers. So
that's the Asheville's the San Francisco of the South.
oh my God, especially downtown. On Friday nights and Saturday nights, the hippies come out and bang the drums down there in the middle of town. It's unbelievable. You don't even go down there.
Which is strange because I remember growing up as a child in the 80s. Went up there a decent amount with my daddy on Sunday afternoons. They used to have wrestling at the Asheville Civic Center. That's about an hour or so from the house. And we went to wrestling in Greenville a lot too, but we went to Asheville a lot. And back then, it's just like a country, like a medium-sized countrified city with a lot of mountain people and
it's
whatnot.
extremely crowded now with halfbacks. It's just unbelievable.
Well, yeah, it's not much different than Greenville at the time, but like our buddy, I forget what his name is, the one that did this 1035 the fan thing in the upstate here, the one that moved to Michigan anyway. He made a tweet out that said, are there two cities that are more geographically close together yet more culturally different than Asheville, North Carolina, and Greenville, South Carolina? It's just crazy.
It got extremely crowded. In the afternoons, I live next to I-26, and I'm not exaggerating, because there's so many exits into Asheville. At quitting time, the interstate actually stops every afternoon. As God is my witness, I-26.
Yeah, they've been working on it for about 10. They've been working on it for about 10 years.
Well, it's because of all the exits coming out.
They're trying to widen it.
Well, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Papa B says drag shows took the place of wrestling now.
Well, there's definitely places in Asheville you just but what's amazing is Asheville is the what's the beer stuff capital?
Like craft brew?
It's the national craft brew capital of the United States.
The Sierra Nevada thing is there as a tourist.
Yes, it is. It's awesome. It's awesome. And the farmers have quit growing corn and stuff. Now the number one crop around there is hops because of all the craft breweries. So, but it's still a nice place if you get out. If you get out.
Always good talking with you, Billy, man. We appreciate it.
I guess I have to go. Is that my cue to go?
Well, I've got one more, and we've been on over an hour.
Who is it? I'll let you know if I leave.
Pete says, I hate that place. Yes. I'm from Haywood County, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Waynesville is.
Right by
He says, I hate that place. I'm from Haywood County, and we hate them.
Okay.
All right, later.
Thanks for that. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Billy.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, Chris, welcome to the show, sir.
You could have kept me on you could have kept Billy on with me, but no, I don't know how you go tell an FSU fan who's been to Omaha like 87 times and ain't never won it that Tennessee needs to stop choking.
Right. I think. Well, I wasn't. Hold on. Slow down for a second. All right.
Has Florida State not ever really won the College World Series for real?
They've never won the College World Series.
They have the most appearances without a win by far. They have like more appearances by like 11.
Damn.
Yep.
But
that's true.
Don't worry. Well, I don't know why he's talking about who he wants to play more. Hell, they have to play both of us if they want to get out of this. Get out of the weekend.
Well,
Yeah, because they've lost. They're behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, they still got to win. So,
but I don't know. Tennessee, I never thought. I really didn't think anybody would get close to the what was it, 93 LSU team hit 188 home runs. We're 11 behind them right now in the BB core era. If we was playing with those damn gorilla ball bats, we'd probably have 250 home runs right now.
Yeah,
that's funny. Look, you have a good team. I just think you have to cross that threshold, man. That's all.
There ain't nobody from the other side that really concerns me. Florida, they need to get Florida out of the damn.
But you were on the show when we did the last, what was it, Wednesday, and you were talking about, you were kind of nervous. Were you nervous with North Carolina and Virginia?
I was more nervous about our side of the bracket. I felt like we got a tougher draw. I mean, Texas A&M probably concerns me more than anyone on the more than Florida or anybody on that side of the bracket.
North Carolina has gotten as hot. You got to what? I'd be concerned about this top of the ninth coming up because they're.
So you're not concerned with Kentucky?
They're known for making these walk off or these come from behind wins. Though they might be down a little bit too much here. I don't know.
I'm just saying, Kentucky doesn't scare you at all?
They fucked me twice.
No, Kentucky's a softball team full of men. It's literally they're out there stacking caps and doing chants. Like, if I wanted to watch that, I'd go to the softball game.
UNC screwed me twice. They screwed me against LSU. They screwed me against West Virginia.
You really gonna say that shit where you guys have the fucking fur coat if you hit a home run?
Bro, that's pimping, dude. I'm talking about like they're out there like pitcher's got a big butt off in the dugout. You're like, dude, this is baseball, man. Like, chill out. They're acting like women.
What?
Kentucky out there doing chants and shit whenever I'm dead serious.
They beat you 67% of the times they played you this year.
Kentucky, we only lost one series, dude.
That's what I'm saying. They beat you 67% of the time.
They beat us 33% of the time they played us. They got one game. We won the series. That's why we were the 1 seed in the
I'm looking
SEC.
at numbers backwards. Okay. Well, they did beat you 33% of the time then. So they know that they can.
I mean, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good whenever it's a 3-game series for the championship.
I think I would be more intimidated by Kentucky than Texas A&M. They don't have their best player.
What happened to those stupid Texas A&M people that got tossed last night?
They came down there and were hollering, which it benefited them because it cost Florida it gave Texas A&M 2 runs because if they would have challenged that play that they were distracting O'Sullivan for. But they basically came down. O'Sullivan's got that whole rumor about him supposedly having an affair with that guy that killed himself and his kids, and they were down there screaming that shit at O'Sullivan and distracting him. But
what a shit show.
Yeah, it was, but that's what happens when you wait.
They got tossed, and they were talking shit the whole way out too.
Yeah, and then the Omaha PD are like, they need to be banned from the city. But I don't know. Don't let people get liquored up for 4 hours.
How the fuck you get banned from the city?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sure fucking Barney Fife.
Nebraska would try
it. Where they lock up when you cross the city line. Give me a break.
But no, hell, one of the damn umps in our game, freaking, I guess
Barney Fife.
I guess he started a cycle or something and had to come out of the game. Made our starting pitcher sit for 40 minutes. He came back in tight, but I think we're going to pull it out. But he was trucking along. Hell, he probably could have thrown a complete game if that ump wouldn't have went out. But
we shall see on that. Look, I think you have a good
Philip in the comment section says they were decoys. Sir, nobody's going to pretend to be a Texas A&M fan. Come on, that's just silly.
By the way, I have a new segment here we're going to start on the program. We'll keep Chris on for this because why not? Here's the thing. Whenever I find a lot of strange shit on the internet when it involves one of the teams that we mess around with here on. It's funny that we mentioned Texas A&M. I'm going to present a picture here, and we're going to get Jackpot's instant reaction. This is from the Texas A&M fan base, Jackpot. Kind of a retro picture here.
Oh my God, I know a picture you're about to show.
Oh, you probably do.
I've seen it on Twitter on today.
Jackpot, what do you think of this picture, sir?
I can't. Hold on.
I'll put it in full screen for you, Jackpot. There you go.
It looks like they should be in Asheville, North Carolina to me.
What the hell? When is this from?
I don't know. I caught it early, and I was like, I wanted Jackpot's live reaction. I thought this might be a fun bit. Jackpot with his reaction to whatever jacked up picture I could come up with here.
Over there on the left, is that a guy dressed up like a woman?
I think that's just an unfortunate looking woman.
Looks like
a woman that's like,
what
the hell's going on here?
Looks like an overweight version of Minnie Pearl.
Okay,
looks like Shrek to me.
well, that too. And we have a cowboy with his ass hanging out and a thong
it's
on.
the Texas A&M folks, sir.
Jesus,
I don't know.
Is this old? I mean,
it looks old. I don't really know the history of it, but
the history
of it.
History.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I did, sir. All I know is that it's pretty. Big Barney Ross says ranch dressing in Texas. Holy shit, Big Barney Ross.
That's freaky.
We gotta stop letting them in the conference. When are we going to realize the only
Billy,
thing that comes from Texas?
He wants to know where you live, Chris. I guess he wants a date.
Blairsville, Georgia, right across the state line.
There you go. That's right. I used to give Chris shit about that. He loves Tennessee, but he left.
Hey man, it's a straight up. It's like the guys in South Georgia that are FSU fans. Why would I drive 3 hours to a UGA game and I could drive 2 to a damn Tennessee game?
Maybe it's better taxes in Georgia. I don't know.
Hey,
taxes in Georgia fucking suck. I've thought about moving to Tennessee, but I got this house, and until prices get better, I ain't selling it and moving.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's my Jackpot. That's something we're going to try to do every show if I can find something silly like this.
They're all going to be Tennessee and South Carolina pictures. You better let Jackpot find some.
Brother, you were so. I open with Texas A&M, and yet they're going to be Tennessee and South Carolina. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
It's going to be that. It's going to be that fat couple watching the Tennessee game about 3 times a month.
Now, my favorite Tennessee picture is the two guys in like the Tennessee jackets that are like sharing a Bud Light. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? What a horrible picture that was.
That
picture trying to get his own cycle
game with that poor guy in handcuffs, and with his damn jeans down around his ankles, and
that was a South Carolina fan. He was wearing a South Carolina shirt.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Poor guy. He's just lost in the sauce. It's all right. It happens.
I read somewhere that he really didn't do anything, and they just restrained him, and then they ended up letting him go.
They'll yank you up. I've been to every stadium except Missouri, Texas A&M, and then the 2 new ones. Oh, and I haven't been to Death Valley yet. I want to go to Death Valley, but I've been to Bryant-Denny and Auburn. Everybody, and Tennessee and Georgia they'll yank you up faster than any of the other stadiums. The security will. It's not enjoyable at all. But if they see 2 people arguing, they'll yank them both up quick. It's people argue, man. Let them argue until they start throwing fish. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Well, I know that South Carolina, a few years ago, we led the SEC in stadium ejections.
Yeah.
And somebody was giving us a bunch of grief about it. I mean, you look at your fan base, you led the SEC in stadium ejections. I just turned it around and said, no, we've got a really good security staff. I mean,
it's usually reactive. If they have a year where they have a lot of fights, they'll have.
You're the only fan base where I have videos of hand jobs in the stands and fucking in the parking lot.
Who's South Carolina's?
South Carolina.
They
so I have video proof of it.
I remember that they had that video a few years back. Hell, I think it was a Braves game, and they were like in the little party porch or whatever, and the girl was leaned over the railing, and the guy had just 2 handfuls up her shirt, man, just filling her up. And I was like, God damn, out in front of everybody.
No, this is like just all out fucking at a frat party, and then right next to the stadium, and then hand jobs in the stand.
I guess that was more exciting than what was going on the field.
Yeah, because you guys were shit that year, so.
Well, that's you gotta be more specific.
All right, Chris, appreciate it,
All
man.
right, I'm gonna finish this game up. I'll talk to you guys probably Wednesday or maybe next Sunday. We might be the College World Series champs by then.
Might be.
Good luck to you, sir. All right, bye-bye. All right, Jackpot. I think we've had a good show for a Father's Day. We talked about everything from U-turns to daddy ball to Texas A&M fans to
With their
hand
hats
jobs
on backwards,
to,
apparently.
I don't know. By the way, I'm cheering for the Kentucky Wildcats to win this thing. Big Bonnie Ross sent me a hat. If they're still alive, but Wednesday, I don't know what the schedule is. I'm gonna start wearing the Kentucky hat till they win, just to piss off the Tennessee folks.
Do they have to play tomorrow?
Kentucky's in the winners bracket. Hold on, let's look at the bracket here. So let's see here. They blew out whoever it was. Let me see here if I got it right here. As Tennessee's winning 6-1 here in the bottom of the 8th over North Carolina. They go to the top of the 9th now. Last chance there for the wine and blue cheese bastards.
They play Texas A&M tomorrow night at 7.
Well, there you go. So we're looking at the bracket schedule here. There we go. Yeah, that's right.
Tomorrow afternoon at 2, you got your little Florida NC State in the elimination game.
I hope that Florida's pitcher and there gets rattled because fuck that guy for the shit he pulled at Clemson. Hope he loses. He's gonna have a great career, but I hope that he loses his last college game. When is that? Tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still.
Now Tennessee or North Carolina's got to come up with 6 runs here in the top of the 9th to take the lead in this thing. I don't think they can do it.
I think they're done.
Yeah, I think they're coming from behind shits, at least on hiatus for one night here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming back and winning that.
So yes,
more thing I wanted to touch on before we get gone here. It looks to me like the Carolina Panthers may be all but done for. Because the owner there, that idiot
Pepper.
that owns Tepper. This is in the Charlotte Observer. This is straight from today. He's found himself in a standoff with the Charlotte City Council. He wants $650 million to renovate Bank of America Stadium. And if he doesn't get it, he's threatening to relocate the franchise, but those negotiations have hit a roadblock. Apparently, the city doesn't want to give him that money. I mean, and they got a point. I mean, that stadium is the shit, man. I mean, it's 30 years old. And
you think that Panthers fans are wishing that Jerry Richardson and his fucking foot-loving ass would come back?
Well, I'm sure, because I mean, this guy's an idiot. I mean, this guy's unhinged. He's a freaking moron. This is the dude that he threw a beer out of the press box at Jacksonville or something. Threw it at a fan.
Threw that at a fan. He also screwed the people over in Rock Hill where they were building the practice facility, and he didn't get the tax money that he wanted there, and he quit mid fucking job. So everybody that had moved there and all that to help and build this practice facility, because it was going to take like 2 years to build or whatever the hell it was, he stopped in mid job and just said, fuck you, not doing it, and walked out. Even after he got the first set of tax money from the people there. So it's like they were supposed to pay him in increments. And there was
sounds like they've allowed a nut job to purchase the damn team, and he's gonna fucking move it somewhere, probably like down San Antonio, or somewhere that's already got a stadium, which the San Antonio, the Alamo Dome, is actually older than the Bank of America Stadium. But, I mean, the place does need some renovations. It's not a good, that's not a great venue at all.
Well, when they built it, it was top of the line, but now, 30 years later, it's not.
No, and
So,
they haven't done any. They've done no upgrades to it.
I agree with him on wanting things to be better there, but on the other hand, you're a fucking NFL owner. You can get a loan for it and fix the damn stadium yourself. Stop it.
Exactly, and he's not. I mean, they're not putting asses in the seats either. So he's losing money on that end. I mean,
Well,
they put
I call it. I call it the clerk curse of the Clemson Tiger. He's never drafted a Clemson player there. That's why they're fucked.
Well, I'm sure that's it. But no,
Exactly what it
but
is.
I mean, they have a tater paw in the end zone. Did you know there's a tiny one there? That they keep it there, just because of that. But
Maybe they're fucked because, as Jackpot says, that's the Gamecocks' home away from home.
it used to be. It's become a house of horrors lately.
What a mess.
But in all seriousness, if you put a quality product on the field there, those people will come. And they will support that team. Can we not, lest we, how soon we are to forget the 2015 playoffs? You remember that? Cam Newton when Cam Newton would score a touchdown and run around the end zone, throw the ball to a kid or something. That was fun, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
So they got to the Super Bowl and they got clown stomped on. But
well, yeah. Well, we'll see where that goes with the Panthers. We'll be keeping up with the College World Series. Jackpot's Clemson video coming up in the next couple of days. We'll have a reaction to that too on Wednesday's show. We appreciate you guys.
There's also talk too. They may be in talks, possibly, to build a football stadium in Queens for the New York Jets.
There's no room.
What do you mean there's no room?
I mean, where they're going to destroy? I mean, they don't have any room in Queens, don't you think? I don't think there's any room in Queens to build anything. It should be
That's big as fuck. They were talking about building it right beside the river. Was that? It's like the East River or something that divides that from Manhattan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bet that would be a great smell in the summertime.
Well, you play football in the fall, sir.
Yeah, well, good, because in the summertime it'll smell like swamp ass and U-turns. All right, appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on. All right, good